know, so they didn't do nothing that what they supposed to do, not show up to support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the LA County case. You know, if they're saying Rock Nation got influence over the DA's office, then that's kind of a reach.
Now, first up, I appreciate you for coming through straight from Colombia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I really wanted this interview to happen because, again, there's like so much misinformation that be going on the internet, and then people kind of like size us up for being the wrong people. And really, I really am just a good dude that be having. You know, I decided to open up a platform because I wanted to sit down and talk to people.
I think you giving another perspective. You feel like it's 100 podcasts out there that's gonna ask the radical, crazy shit. Yeah, so I think your approach is trying to get into the deeper emotional side of a situation when it comes to a person.
Yeah,
that's probably your approach. So I get it. It's like that's your way of being different.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people it's a lot of traffic out there. So you like, it's my lane. You know, I can cross over there, but everybody's over there.
Yeah. Now, with somebody like yourself, you're such a polarizing figure. I'm sure that part of you, one of the things that I keep saying and I've always said is I would hate to actually be a celebrity. Like I like the J-list celebrity I am at right now.
I don't consider myself. People
but they
tell
know
me that,
you all.
But I don't move like that. I don't consider myself that. Like people know me, they be like, yeah, bro, he don't be on that. Like today, my wife said she wanted some canes or whatever that shit fries, right? So I go over there, I walk in, the whole kitchen looking at me. Oh, how y'all doing? Yeah. They said, are you Wack 100? I'm like, yeah. Could we get a picture? I'm like, yeah, cool. They like, yo, man, you cool as where all your people at? I said, I don't know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? I don't forget Wack. None of my people. You got some real people over there behind me. That's some real individuals that come on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? That got real plugs and real reach, but we all move normal. Like we don't let that get to our head because the people are saying you this or that. That ain't gonna blind us because we don't forget where we come from, and we know we can slip and be right back there.
Right. I mean, shit, you've been doing this for a long time.
You know what I'm saying?
Learn how to navigate.
Y'all remember when 600 was signed to Don King, and he was going back and forth with Don King getting out his shit. And for a year, right? He made one call. I got the call. That man right there at the time was negotiating a $300 million deal for Don King's catalog, fight catalog. Called him. He sat out with Don King, and in 2 weeks we had it released. Wow. So you can have some real big fish in the room. You never know it with me because we cool. Like we ain't never stepping in nothing, want you to feel litter in us. Because guess what? It's some things you know, some things you do that we don't know that we don't do. Right. So we want to figure those things out to see how we can plug those in to empower us even more. And then guess what? Now you gain access to the things that we've been doing.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
Another person I was a huge fan of is Drakeo the Ruler.
Yeah, that's nephew. Good dude.
Do you feel like if you were there that night, when his life was taken, he would still be here?
He'd have been alive. We waited for him. We waited for him. Like, I don't know what the he was doing. We waited for him. We was 100 deep in there. Literally. And we waited for him. And we like, bro, like, I got the game here, bro. Game waited. We all waited. I said, yo, bro, Dre coming in. Let's make sure he get in and get out. And we like, where he at? You think it was moving like he was Jay-Z somebody. Yeah. If Game looking at me crazy, he said, Wack, we been waiting till this hour and a half. Like, what we doing? So I figured like maybe this got a gut feeling wasn't gonna show up. So we rolled. By the time we got to the freeway, it happened that quick.
Damn.
That quick. Well, rest in peace, Drakeo. Good dude.
Drakeo. Some of them great artists that be taken from us way too soon. Now, there's rumors of all people being involved in that. Do you feel like that was just like a personal issue?
No, I mean, he let it be known. You know, he was beefing with the streets. You know what I'm saying? Brother Pet Bull, F-O-I-N-O-I, Baby Crazy O from Harlem. And believe it or not, at one point in time, had it set up for everybody to sit down and squash the beef. Drakeo didn't want to squash it. Or it went to where it went to, you know what I mean? So, you know, he died standing on his feet the way he wanted to die standing on his feet. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do no running, he didn't do no retreating. You know what I'm saying? And those that ran and those that retreated, they got to deal with that. But he didn't run, he didn't retreat. You know, was it the smartest thing, the smartest decision? You know, all money ain't good money.
Yeah.
And if it was one of those type of situations, maybe he should have retracted from it. You know, I'll lose 10 battles to win the war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How often do you deal with that, dealing with all these artists? Because we know that they're the most hard-headed son of a out there.
You deal with it all the time.
Artists.
You deal with it all the time. You got to emphasize for them, and you got to make preparations for them. And it's to a point now that I feel like if we got to overdo something to be somewhere, then maybe we shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I'm not going nowhere to entertain the people, because the people going to be the one entertaining the district attorney with the video footage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a about what you think. Oh, y'all didn't show up. That's cool. We still here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So if we look at the situation and the situation ain't favorable to us, or we going to make 200,000, but we might be facing 200 years, then, you know, maybe we shouldn't go.
Were you involved in the brawl that night with Drakeo? There was rumored that...
No, we left. You talking about that night? Yeah, we definitely had a squabble. We had a little internal squabble backstage. It was only about like a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Right. Now, before we let you go, this is the real shit, right?
Hey.
As a father, daddy, as you call it, knowing that you're such a polarizing figure, does that make it a little bit difficult to raise them and show them the right way?
I don't lie to my kids. I let my kids everything I did that they shouldn't do. You know what I mean? They know who their dad is. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly who I am, and they know who not to be.
Does it take, like, because this is my fear, right? I'm like, damn, the more and more I grow, the more and more I'd have to protect my children from the people outside, because there's everybody wants to take either a picture with them, and hopefully, I really don't get. Hopefully, I never get to that stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm nowhere near it now, but I would hate for them to always have to ask questions for daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like these paparazzi that
you
around.
Keep your kids away from that, and usually they know to stay away from that. You know, they're your children. They're gonna move in the spaces that you teach them to move in. You know what I mean? So they should never be anywhere where they open to that type of approach anyway. You know what I'm saying? In the world we live in, everything got to be like, you got to look ahead of it. You know that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it comes to their school, the school should be protecting them from that. When it comes to the family members' homes they go to, you kind of know what they're dealing with. But, you know, it's going to come a time where they're going to venture out in the world. And at that point in time, you know, they know how to handle and carry themselves.
Are you... I guess I asked the question, right? The big question. Wack 100. Life is grand. Out of a 1 through 100, where do you see yourself at in that scale of life right now?
With my ambitions and goals and things me and my business partners got going on, probably about 50. I'm hard on myself. You know, we got a lot of big things going on. We opening up actually a club right here in Hollywood, Florida, that I was talking to Charleston, because we got a comic stage, got a hookah bar, we got everything going on. My man Steve Marcano's the owner. So I was talking to the brother. I'm like, you know what? It might be a good thing to let y'all do y'all first, like, to the public podcast on stage. You know, we do a lot of that on the, you know, because this is y'all area. You know what I'm saying? We set it up and do it right. You know what I'm saying? And make it come to life. You know what I mean? So we got that going on. We got incredible diapers going on. We got distribution happening overseas. In Africa, we setting that up. We got 600. He's making moves back in boxing. You know, we got a lot of things going on. So I'm probably like batting 50%. You know, the race ain't over until you take that last breath. Then they calculate everything that you've done and didn't do. And then at that point, you know, then you judge.
Yeah. What does the 100 look like for you then?
The 100 looks like generational wealth is already established, and it's pushing itself regardless. You know what I mean? We on some like the Kennedys. The Kennedys born rich because of how they set up. Every bottle of gin that's sold, they get a cut of in the world.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm set up like that, or when I'm close to that, or I can hand the baton off to where the people behind me could get to that, then at that point, you know, but I'm still reaching, I'm still learning, you know, I'm still gaining, I'm still trying.